Okay, Jamal, tell us what STEM is.
STEM is the teaching of engineering, building, how to save resources, and recycling.
Okay, great. Christine, what has STEM taught you about teamwork?
STEM has taught me that teamwork is always good because sometimes when you do STEM and teamwork, sometimes your ideas don't always go out as you plan, and teamwork is better when you have nothing.
Would you consider becoming an engineer now, Sarah?
Yes, I would, because if I became an engineer, then I always have liked building and programming, so it would also help me, help the environment and everyone.
Okay, what about you, Nathan?
I would like to be an engineer because I've always wanted to be an electrical engineer, because...
And so for 45 minutes a day now, my kids are engaged in STEM. And as I have been doing this during the school day, I learned how to all integrate. So now I'm able to pull in my language arts and my reading and engaging these students in engineering activities through science and math and technology. And we've gone to teachengineering.org. We've done a couple of units from there. We're using Sally Ride. I've done several of their units. And doing a unit from the Boston Museum of Science. And what I've realized is my students are developing higher order thinking skills as we're doing these activities.
Okay, Madison, tell us what STEM is.
STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Great job. And Ryan, tell us what some of your favorite STEM activities are.
My favorite STEM activities are building a race car, building a boat for people so they won't drown out in tinfoil, and also building a zoo cage.
And Madison, did you have a favorite activity too?
Yes.
What was it?
It was building a zoo cage.
And why was that such a great activity for both of you? Why did you like that?
Because I never used clay before. And I've never used clay before, and I've never tried to build a zoo cage on my house either.
And did you have to work as a team to do that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
We have been using STEM this year. STEM has been so exciting and innovative in our classroom. It has really encouraged children to learn to get along with each other, to respect and value others' opinions. And it's also increased divergent thinking with the children as far as they're looking for solutions. We read The Three Billy Goats Gruff, and they began to automatically think about materials they could use to build bridges that would support the weight of the troll and the goats. They tie all sorts of concepts into things that we're doing. So we really have an integrated approach now with instruction. They're looking for those connections. They look for sight words within things that we're saying. They look to write what it is we're talking about. Or if they can't write it, they illustrate it.
All right, Danny, tell us what some of your favorite STEM activities are.
Building the zoo cage.
And why did you like that so much?
Because all the zoo cages tipped over.
Oh no, so what did you have to do?
Improve it.
Right, and did you have to work in a team to improve it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mackenzie, what is STEM?
STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math.
And Amber, what is your favorite STEM activity?
My favorite STEM activity I have to say is doing forensic improvement.
And why did you like that so much?
Because it was challenging and I like to do it with my friends.
She likes to do challenges.
And so you had to do it as a team. Did you like that?
And we have been using STEM in our classroom. A lot of people think that STEM is too difficult and too intense for preschool to use. But we have learned that everything is possible, and we have been building bridges and using ramps, and it is amazing the depth of knowledge these kids have if you pull it out of them. Using STEM in my classroom has helped me all throughout the day to probe further and ask deeper questions. And the impact that it's had on my students is phenomenal. They are no longer afraid to fail, because with STEM, you can come up with an idea, try it, it doesn't work, you try something else. So they're no longer afraid to fail. It's given them confidence as well as a deeper understanding of how the world works. So we really enjoy it, and they have no idea they're learning. I think that's my favorite part, is they are so engaged in the activities that they have no idea that we are talking really about velocity.
All right, Ashley, how has the EDP changed the way you solve problems?
The EDP helped me solve problems because I'm so used to going out of order, but with the EDP, it helps me go in order and solve more problems.
Okay, great. And Victoria, what has STEM taught you about teamwork?
STEM has taught me that if you want to be an engineer when you grow up or in any field, you have to work together. And if you don't work together, you can't get the job done.
Okay, great.
Doing STEM in my classroom has allowed my students to become more curious, and they're also more inquisitive about things that they encounter. They problem solve a lot. They solve problems on their own. I really don't have to step in and help them. They do everything on their own. And it's really interesting and amazing to see them grow like that. When I first started STEM in my classroom, yes, I did have to get in and say, okay, you do this and this and this. You problem solve. But now they know exactly what to do. They actually use the vocabulary words, and they are always referring to the engineering design process.
Billy, how has the EDP changed the way you solve problems?
Well, it helped me by organizing everything from steps, and that I can just do more easier from organization.
And can you apply the EDP to other things other than just STEM activities?
You can actually do it in your daily life probably, just like mix the words around, stuff like that. Or like put the words at different things.
Okay, Terrielle, now that you have worked on a lot of different STEM activities, would you consider becoming some type of engineer?
Well, I wouldn't say that I would become an engineer, because I don't want to become just like an engineer. I want to explore more jobs in the STEM field.
Okay, what kind of jobs would you be interested in the STEM field?
Somebody who works like a mathematician, an actuary, an accountant, a lawyer, and a doctor.
Okay, great.
STEM has impacted my classroom teaching because I'm able to let go more. I just facilitate as the students are guiding their own instruction and learning from each other. The most important takeaway that I feel that my students get from STEM is learning how to work together as a team. They're able to communicate more, and they're talking more freely using their academic vocabulary terms. I believe STEM is the future of our students and the careers that we have to look forward to. And as long as we're implementing it correctly, I think the students will gain a lot from the STEM, from the engineering, from the science, the technology, and the math if we're integrating it correctly.
Okay, Brianna, what has STEM taught you about teamwork?
It's taught me that working together actually can get you completed than not working together, where you fight about different ideas to do and how you want them to do it. If you work together, it can be accomplished, and then all of your worries are out of your mind.
Okay, great. Davis, now that you've worked on a lot of different STEM activities, would you consider becoming an engineer?
Maybe a civil, because I like the structure of the buildings. Maybe an environmental, because I like environmental fields. I think it's cool that you have to clean up and try different materials to see if it'll work.
Okay, great.